Hello Star Citizens, Buzzkiller here, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Freelancer Variants. Let's start off with the Freelancer Base model. Now I know I've done a video on this ship before, however I just wanted to take a look at it for comparison's sake. The Freelancer Base comes with 4 GT 870 Tarantula main cannons. It has 2 size 2 bearing laser cannons on its rear turret, 4 size 3 missiles, and 4 size 2 missiles on its pylons. It has a top speed of 205 meters per second in SCM, and a cargo capacity of 66 SCU. The interior of the Freelancer is broken down into 4 sections. The front 2 sections are the same between all 4 variants. You have the front cockpit, which has 4 seats for 4 crew members. You have a central living quarters with 4 beds, a kitchenette, and a small bathroom, as well as a small workstation, and this is also where the airlock is located. Now the rear 2 sections are where things differ between the variants. The base model, the central section, has an airlock, and that's about it. It has some room for some cargo, and it's pretty much empty. The rear section is where the bulk of the cargo is stored, and then you have, of course, the entrance to the rear turret as well as the rear hatch. Your ship's internal components are also kept back here along the side walls. Now the first Freelancer variant we're going to look at is the DUR. Now this is the Exploration variant. You can tell by the extra sensor pods on the front, the antenna array on the bottom. It has a radar dish on the top along with some extra gribbly bits to sell its role. It also has extended range fuel tanks bolted onto the engine nacelles, and the engine nacelles themselves are actually quite different. They've got some kind of extra intake here on the top, as well as some extended long nozzles on the rear with some interesting segmented component on the back. Now these are supposed to be extra efficient engines, which coupled with its extended tanks is supposed to greatly increase the range over other Freelancers. Weapons wise, it's a little different. Now they're bugged a little bit in this build, but you can see that on the front turret you have the, I believe they're called the Arrestor 3 laser repeaters. So that's a slight difference there. And then on the rear turret you have, I believe, again, I'm not sure, I believe it's called the Dominator 2 laser cannons, but they're upgraded laser cannons from the M4 or M3As that are on the base model. Missile complement is about the same. It's got the same 4 size 3 and 4 size 2 missiles. Same SCM speed as the base as well. Probably a faster quantum travel speed, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it, other than this really interesting looking paint job. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Now, as I stated previously, the front 2 sections of all the ships are the exact same. The Freelancer DUR also has the same docking area as the base Freelancer. However, the rear cargo section is broken into 2 sections. The front section, I've been told that this is some sort of refinery, maybe a fuel refinery, but it's not in the specifications on the website anywhere. I would assume it has to do with the advanced jump drive that the ship is supposed to have, but it could be some kind of fuel refinery. I'm not sure. What I do know is that it takes up half of the cargo hold, and you can see you have a rear cargo hold that is quite a bit shorter than the base ship, and consequently your cargo capacity is only about 28 SCU instead of the standard 66. Next up, we have my personal favorite variant, the one that I actually own, the Freelancer Max. And this is, of course, the extended cargo variant. Now, the Freelancer Max probably has the most distinctive silhouette of all the Freelancers. Now, while yes, the Dur has its extra greebly bits, the Freelancer Max is, well, it's just massive. I mean, look at this thing. It's probably nearly as wide as it is long. That's because they've taken everything on the rear of the base Freelancer and they've doubled it. So you have twice the cargo capacity at 122 SCU. You've got twice the engines, and it's just crazy how big this ship is. The missile complement and weapon complement is pretty much the same, other than the stock loadout. So you still have this 2 size 2 and 2 size 3 missiles on each wing for a total of 8. The main turret has the upgraded Omni-Sky laser cannons, and in the rear you have, I can't remember the name of these laser repeaters, but I think they're XJ something laser repeaters. Again, you can see they're a little messed up. They're pointing all in the wrong direction. But those Omni-Skies are really nice cannons. They come on the 600 series and I believe the Phoenix, as well as the 300 series. So pretty nice cannons. So let's take a look at the interior of this ship. Once again, the front of the ship is exactly the same as the base model. The only difference being, of course, the double wide cargo area. And just look how huge this is. I mean, this is massive compared to the Freelancer. You can fit not only 122 SCU of cargo in here, but also several space bikes. I've fit up to 4, but I'm pretty sure you could probably get 6 in here if you really cram them. And while it's wide enough for an Ursa, the Ursa just will not fit, unfortunately, because there is this turret strut. These pair of struts come down and block the Ursa. It's too short. I haven't tried a tumbril, but I'm thinking it might be too tall as well. And if you're thinking of parking a Merlin in here, you're pretty much out of luck with that as well. But if you want to carry space bikes, this is the ship for you. The fourth and final variant of the Freelancer lineup is the Freelancer Mis, and this is the militarized version of the ship. You can see it has the similar sensor pods to the Dur, presumably for missile tracking and guidance, because this is a missile boat. The main weapons have been replaced with an all ballistic build. On the front you have 4 Mantis Gatling cannons, and on the rear turret you have 2 of the updated Sawbuck ballistic repeaters. On the wingtips, instead of size 2 and size 3, you now have all 8 are size 3 missiles. And then in the central section of the ship, you have the missile launcher system with an additional 20 missiles ready to go. And let me just open up those missile launcher doors there. So pretty cool. The only thing I'm not too happy with on this ship, I'm not too sure about the paint job. I like that they put a little bit of yellow in there to break it up, but I don't know. The matte paint job just doesn't do it for me on the Freelancer. Let's check out the interior. Just like the Freelancer Dur, the Mis has a rear cargo section that has been split into 2 sections. The front section is, of course, the missile launcher section. So this is where all your extra missiles are stowed. You can see that they're on some sort of conveyor system here. I'm assuming these are missiles inside of these boxes. And it looks like there's some extra storage under the floor as well. But I wonder if that conveyor system actually moves. I don't think so, but that would be pretty cool. You can see the top section here. That's where the actual launcher is. And yeah, so a pretty neat room here. And then the rear section is the same stunted cargo bay that you find in the Dur as well. So this one, just like the Dur, only carries 28 SCU of cargo. And that's about it for the Freelancer lineup. The Freelancer is probably one of my favorite medium-sized cargo ships. That's why I doubled down and got the Max for the extra cargo. The other variants are really nice too. You've got a decent Explorer with the Dur, And I'm sure once missiles become fixed and balanced, the Mis is going to be quite the force to be reckoned with in Arena Commander. So once again, I hope you enjoyed that video. Until next time, this has been Buzzkiller, and I'll see you in the verse.